I have so many conversations with women who feel stuck in their careers or like they're not tapping into their full potential. I can tell within a few minutes the women who will have successful, fulfilling careers and the ones that won't. It's because of one thing. It's not their skills, their experience, their charisma. It's their ability to make decisions. Welcome to the Building Up Women in Property podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca Bangura, and I'm thrilled to have you here with me today. This podcast is for ambitious women who work in property and construction who want to learn how to have a career they love on their terms. Join me every week where I'll leave you excited and confident to take your next steps. Thanks for being here with me. Now let's get started. I've worked with hundreds of women across the property and construction industry to help them have rewarding, fulfilling, and impactful careers without sacrificing their personal lives. And there's one thing I know for sure. Decisive women win. In the course of my work, I speak to lots of people in the industry. And one of the biggest things I see with women struggling with is being overwhelmed by big decisions. Women often come to me in confusion and overwhelmed about what to do. They're unsure about their next steps. And the first question I always ask is, what do you want? It's a simple question, but most people can't answer it. Most people can't articulate exactly what they want, whether it's a promotion, to ask for a pay rise, to step into a leadership role, to get a better work-life balance. But here's the truth. They already know what they want. The real problem is they're avoiding making the decision. Many of you can probably relate to this. And the ability to make decisions is everything in your career. It's the opportunities you take or you don't take, how you handle setbacks, and even the way you show up daily. These are all decisions. When we make big decisions, when we clarify what we want, that is when we can see massive growth. That is when we can see huge results. But you have to make the big decisions without overthinking it, without doubting yourself, and without waiting for certainty to set in. Once you make that decision, everything changes. Your energy shifts from should I to how do I make this work? Instead of second guessing, you start strategizing. Instead of feeling stuck, you start moving. And that's when the magic happens, because action, not indecision, creates results. You can have a career by never making big decisions, but it will be an average career. It will be the 2 or 3% pay rise each year, small bonuses that are nice but are not earth-shattering. It will be small incremental steps all the way. And that is not how big, rewarding careers are built. If you do want to have that rewarding career, a life outside of work, you want to have your health, influence, impact, it requires you to play a bigger game. It requires you to be decisive. So today we're going to dive into why you think you don't know what to do, but actually you do. And I'm going to give you a simple framework to help you make confident decisions with overthinking it and without regret. Now, my hope is that this is a wake-up call for many of you listening, because by virtue of you being here, I know you want big things for yourself and want to drive change in the industry. So please take what we're talking about today, think about how does this apply to me, and then take decisive action to move yourself forward. Okay, let's go. Now, if you have ever had that thought that I don't know what to do, you are not alone. So many of us can relate to this. But that thought is also a lie. And it's a lie that our brain perpetuates because indecision feels safer than taking action. When a decision feels risky, we convince ourselves that we don't know what to do, when deep down we do. This is the status quo bias. And it's that tendency to stick with what's familiar, even when it's not serving us. As humans, our brains are wired for efficiency. Our brains love habits. They love routines. Our brain would prefer inaction because it requires less energy than making a decision. I often see this show up when someone is debating whether to leave their job. They're not happy and they've been thinking about it for years. And instead of going and getting a new job or trying to resolve the issues within their current workplace, they stay stuck and complain without taking action. And as you all know, if nothing changes, nothing changes. But still, our brains take comfort in being dissatisfied without doing anything. And I always think of that expression, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And I think that is such a cop-out, but it allows us to justify indecision rather than taking action. Another reason you may not know what you want is the clarity trap. We tell ourselves we need more information, more time, or a sign to help decide. We put off making a decision, waiting for certainty that will never come. What we know is that as humans, we are terrible at predicting the future because we overestimate how much control we have. And a way I see this play out often is women who are on the cusp of taking that next step in their careers, perhaps stepping into that leadership role, and they hesitate because they don't feel ready, because no one has endorsed her yet. No one has ticked all the boxes next to her name to say she's qualified. What we need to recognize is that certainty doesn't come before action. It comes from action. Another thing holding people back is fear of making the wrong decision. Women experience decision regret more than men, not because we make worse decisions, but because we overanalyze the impact of our choices. I think it's so important that we stop telling ourselves that there is a right and a wrong decision. There is just a decision you make based on the information you have, and then you make it right. The sooner we let go of the perfect choice, the sooner we can make strong choices, and we can then grow and learn as we need to from that decision with more information. We need to cut ourselves some slack. Stop playing small and stop overthinking. Stop using confusion or being scared as an excuse for not making decisions and not owning what we want. Deep down, you do know what you want. You're just afraid to choose it. Every decision has pros and cons, benefits and costs. Every time we hold back from making a decision, we lose something. Being stuck in indecision and confusion does not serve you. There is good news about decision making. It is not dire because we always have the ability to make decisions and to get better at how we approach making decisions. And so I want to give you a couple of ways to think about how to make confident career decisions. Separate the fact from the drama. So most of the time, we aren't confused about the decision. We're overwhelmed by our thoughts about it. And as I said, our brains love to catastrophize. We go to the worst case scenario because our amygdala is literally designed to detect threat. And that is immediately where our brain goes. So I want you to strip it down. What are the actual facts? And what is just fear or overthinking? For an example, might be an opportunity for a leadership role at your organization. That's a fact. Our minds create drama like, if I apply and don't get it, I'll never be considered again. Ask yourself, what is real here? When we talk about things being real, it needs to be something 100% of people agree on. There is no ambiguity. For example, there is a leadership role available at my organization. That is a fact. Then ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Give yourself time to articulate those thoughts running through your head. Is this real or is this mind drama? Everyone has mind drama, so don't beat yourself up for it. But impactful people recognize it and choose differently. Impactful people choose not to indulge in it. The next step is to decide from your future self. Imagine you are the most successful version of you 10 years from now. This is what we call prospective thinking. It's your ability to envision your future. Imagine you're in that senior leadership role. Would you hesitate to negotiate your pay now? Would you hold back? Imagine if I already had the career I wanted, how would I handle this? Would that version of you hesitate? Would she hold back? Would she shy away from a tough conversation? With that future self in mind, like her, think about the biggest wins in your career so far. I guarantee none of them have happened by accident. At some point, you had to make a decision and go all in. The same power is available to you right now. You don't need more information. You don't need more time. You just need to decide and then channel all your energy into making it happen. Now, the final thing I want to leave you with is to make a decision and manage your mind. The best decision makers are not all-knowing and they are not fearless. They're just willing to make decisions more quickly and move forward despite the uncertainty. So when we think about making decisions, it's about making decisions quickly and to move forward with confidence. And that is actually what leads to effective leadership. And once you decide, don't second guess. You need to go all in on that decision and redirect energy to making it the right decision. For example, if you decide to go for that promotion, use that energy to prepare and show up as the best candidate. You might get the promotion. You might not. If you don't, use the information to prepare for the next promotion. Keep pushing forward instead of being stuck in the endless should I, shouldn't I? Because all that does is drain you and there is no positive change. Decisive women don't waste energy debating the same question over and over. They decide and then they take action. And if something doesn't go to plan, they adjust. But they're always moving forward. So whatever you've been stuck on, make the decision, commit, then shift your energy into executing, not just contemplating. If you're listening to this thinking, yes, I need to start making bold decisions in my career, but I'm not exactly sure what that looks like for me, then let's talk. I work with ambitious women in property and construction who are ready to stop waiting, stop overthinking, and start accelerating their careers. And here's the thing. When you have a clear plan, when you know exactly what steps to take, and when you have the right support, you can move so much faster than you ever thought possible. So if you're serious about making this your breakthrough year, I invite you to book a free career strategy call with me. We'll map out where you are, where you want to go, and how you can get there faster and with more impact. I'll include the link in the show notes, and don't sit on this. Decide today. Your next level starts with a decision. So make it now. I want to leave you with this. I want you to make that decision you've been putting off. Strip it down to the facts and ask, what would my future self do? Do not prolong this. Commit to making a decision within 24 hours. Do not seek endless advice from other people. Every big career move starts with a decision. The faster you get comfortable making decisions, the faster you move forward. Trust yourself as a smart, capable woman. Deep down, you know what you want. Okay, my friend, have a beautiful week. Make decisions. Stop dwelling in uncertainty and overwhelm. Have your own back. You've got this. Thank you for joining me on the Building Up Women in Property podcast. I'm Rebecca Bangura, and if you'd like to learn more about what I do, head over to LinkedIn and connect with me. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.